And we need to find somewhere to go. Young throws a pick and we send a little bit of a blitz. They go out wide and it's Newsome with a toe taps. Options here. Mingo gets the step, the burst by Hufanga. 10, 5, diving into the end zone. I expect you have that cadence built up. As Miller breaks through a couple arm tackles, he's still going. Newsome dives, misses, and we've got to clean up the tackling. 2nd and 7. They're going to the outside. Cash ends up with it. To have a single high safety. Wanted to cross the face, but instead the hit sends it straight to Greenlaw. Split backfield. They swing it out. It's Miller around the edge. We send a blitz. Hartwell puts a hit on him, and it's another pick. Newsome onto a touchdown as they get it out to Kittle, and Preston Smith forgot how to tackle it. As they hand it off, it's Juszczyk, a diving miss, and a first down that will pretty much seal this game. And that makes it 2 straight losses. 23-20 to the Packers and 21-13 to the 49ers. Offense has been struggling. Defense, they've been hit or miss throughout these games, but they're still not giving up that many points. It really has come down to the offense has just kind of flattened out the last couple weeks. But just as we've had those last couple weeks, the opportunity to clinch the playoffs still lies here today. Now, it's against the Falcons, who are 7-7. If they get a win, it still keeps them in line if we lose out to potentially still take this division. The Saints, I'm pretty sure we have swept, so even if we lose out to the Saints or lose out the rest of the season and the Saints win out, they still wouldn't be able to get above us. This game really is the deciding factor for if we win the division and clinch our spot in the playoffs. Plus, it's another great opportunity to sweep an opponent. And as we have had throughout the course of this series, injuries are definitely a problem for us, though most of it is going to be at least more impactful on the defensive side. Obviously, Rashad Bateman, he's out for the season, and we're continuing rotating some receivers out there to see what they can do. We are missing Owe and we are missing Sidney Brown, 2 starters on defense. Clifton, he's been a part-time starter due to just him being regularly injured this year. He should be back for next week's game. But with Owe out, that provides a great opportunity for the rookie in McCullough. And obviously, with Owe out, that leaves that left outside linebacker or left edge spot open. So we're going to move McCullough over there versus where he's been playing over on the right-hand side. Today we'll have DJ Johnson stepping in because Preston Smith just played awful in his opportunity last game. So it's going to be McCullough. He's a superstar, but he's been facing some of the best tackles. Now shifting over to the left side while he face right tackles. Hopefully that's going to be a better matchup for him and he'll see some better play. Now on top of other changes, we are making another change to tight end and we are going back to Isaiah Likely. Thomas had an awful game, really last one. He dropped several key passes, including a potential tying touchdown. So we're going back to Likely, see if he could really stake claim to that spot moving forward, as both he and Hayden Hurst are on a contract this year. And lastly, we have Junior Chason, a rookie receiver. He's going to get wide receiver 3 today. You can't really see much of him because my face is covering him up. So how about we just pull him up instead? Junior Chason, a normal dev at 6'4", 221. He's a big dude, some solid hands, has a pretty decent floor for the route running, and he already has really good release. Hopefully we see him make some plays today, unlike his counterpart last game in Scruggs, who really did not. He's going to be wide receiver 4 today. Well, that is all the updates I have. Atlanta, they're healthy. We are not. We've moved around some of the depth chart a little bit, and now we have the chance to clinch our division and end the slide that we've been on the last 2 weeks. So let's put our best game forward. What better way to potentially clinch than at home in front of your home crowd, as we will have a touchback through the back of the end zone. Falcons will head out starting at the 25. Now, obviously, there is one guy in particular we need to stop today, and that is in the backfield in Bijan Robinson. He gets well involved in the run and the pass, but we want to take away the run today as they actually break it to the outside. First play, a juke, first down, still pushing forward, about a gain of near 20. That is the kind of play we cannot allow today. In previous matchups, it's really been Bijan Robinson and Kyle Pitts who have given us trouble. So if we could take away those, we should be okay. But they're getting some good plays to start off with. Another first down, that time going to Drake London. And one thing the Falcons offense does really well is just moving players around. They don't really do the same thing all too often as we open that one up to Kyle Pitts, but good knock away. This is when we really need our linebackers to step up and not give up the big plays. An empty set, 2nd and 10. We send the extra blitz, and they find Kyle Pitts. It was tight coverage from Hodgins, but makes the good play. Now, we definitely have the athleticism to match up with Kyle Pitts. Hodgins has 91 speed. Just need to make sure he has some good coverage today as it opens up right down the middle for Ritter, who slides down at the 6. Man coverage did not help us out there. Basically vacated the middle of the field. 1st and goal for him as Bijan Robinson's only touched the ball once as they count that as a touchdown. Bad coverage there from Shepard. Might need to take a second look. And indeed, we will be. Not sure that last foot, even either of the feet, were down in bounds. It's close. Hard to tell with that first angle. The second one, not much help either. Can we get some better camera? I mean, there's a camera right there. But they do decide it is a touchdown. So the defense, they start off just about as bad as it could possibly have been. As our offense takes the field, we need a touchdown to answer. We'll start with Chuba Hubbard, get some blocks downfield, get it 2 from Isaiah Likely. Will spring us for a gain of 15. Now, one thing we've definitely learned from this offense the last couple weeks with the losses is it's Chuba Hubbard or really nothing, and we're going to go his way the first 2 plays as he tries to find some space, ends up getting picked up, slammed down on the halfback screen for a gain of 3. But we do definitely need some of our other offensive weapons to step up as we send Hubbard off the field here for 2nd and 7. Go with the dive down the middle. Barry will pick up the first down. Kept those legs moving. At times, he's been a fantastic complementary running back. However, he hasn't been extremely consistent. He's a rookie. We'll see if that continues to develop well for him. We get that one out. Jordan Thomas with the catch. Gain of 3. But really, that's what our offense is supposed to be. Short, quick passes and get Chuba Hubbard well involved in the passing game as well as the run, as we have to try to evade the pass rush, end up throwing it away. And that has been one area of the offense this year that has struggled, is getting good blocking on the edge. As pass rush immediately around the edge, 2 guys left sitting there. It's a sack. 4th and 13 back of the 45, you've got a punt. So it really is the Falcons who start with all the momentum in this one. Next drive, they go back to Bijan, and there's McCullough to help get the tackle as Max Brackett, one of the linemen for the Falcons, shaken up. Looks to be some form of forearm or wrist injury as he'll head to the locker room, leaving them with a 2nd and 8, an empty set. As they got a couple guys coming around the inside, and they will get close to, but not enough for the first down, 3rd and inches. And this is where we've got to see our guys up front get the push. Sweat has been really good in this kind of situation, though they throw for it and off the hands from the backup tight end. Defense, count yourselves a little lucky. We'll get off the field. Now we just really need the offense to step it up. As we start back at the 25, we got 2 spread to the left. 1 to the right is Chason. Then we're going to send pretty much everyone to that right-hand side. Look for a pass underneath. Chenault will pick up the first down. That one might be a slightly favorable spot. But considering how unlucky we've been in this series, I'm definitely going to take that. RPO dialed up here, same formation. As we will swing it out to Chenault. No blocking down the field from Mingo, but we will pick up 4. Now another thing we are working on is changing up the looks a little bit more often. As we got another RPO dialed up here with a slightly different look. Chuba Hubbard down the middle will pick up a couple, leaving 3rd and 2. And with it being a short down and distance situation, we're going to bring out Barry, the power back. See if he could find a little bit of a lane, and none open up. Counted as a loss of about half a yard to a full yard. Well, the offense will stay out there. We've got to find a way to break just the drought. Need to pick up the first down here. Looking for Chuba Hubbard on the screen. We got some blocks out in front. We'll juke by one, cutting back towards the middle, picking up an extra about 5 or so for the opposite 46. Once again, it's Chuba Hubbard or nothing. The Panthers have been stuck in that way of offense where it's been CMC or now Chuba Hubbard or really nothing. As it's out for Chuba Hubbard, he will get it down inbounds, then landing out of bounds at the 25. So far, a positive drive to end the first quarter. Need to keep it moving as we're down to that 25. 8 minutes. Let's get the second quarter going as we have a deep option. A couple other options coming across. Get it out for Chenault, who gets the catch. The juke down to the 1. We don't get the favorable spot there, but a nice throw on the move from Young. Now, we just need to cap it off. A full inch maybe shy of the goal line. Barry out there for the power back roll and into the end zone. We will level this one up to start the second quarter. Now we've got to hope our defense can continue their good play that we've seen since that first drive. Haven't really gone Robinson's way all too much. They start every single drive with him. That time they only pick up 3. And considering that their first handoff to him went for about 20 yards, he's still sitting at a pretty good amount of yards early on in this game as they look to go with a play action to him. Route could have got back there about a step too late. They will dump it off and Shepard will get the stop, bringing up a 3rd and 2. So this is one I expect them to pass on as they do come out with a strong eye. And I will be wrong. It's a handoff down the middle to Robinson. Expected a quick little dump off to the outside to Pitts. But that's the kind of mismatches you can force when you do have those key guys on offense. We need to find a key guy to match up with Hubbard to definitely help open things up for him, as that's probably one of our better run stops. Still goes for a gain of 3. But it would appear they've changed up their way of offense this drive as they come out with a full house pistol set. They will go down the middle. Robinson, who breaks through. Gardner Johnson misses completely, and Robinson is gone. Gotta have better tackling there from our safety. He was lined up. He just missed entirely. And that will essentially keep our offense chasing as we head back out once again, starting at the 25. Got a heavy tight end set. See if we could get someone leaking open. That's going to be Jordan Thomas, turning up, but getting picked up, dropped for a gain of 9. Definitely need to make sure we utilize all the athleticism we have at tight end, while also trying to get everyone else involved. Chuba Hubbard with a little bit of a lane will pick us up a nice first down up to the 43. We really do run a lot behind Max Mitchell, which goes to show that we have 2 good options there with him, both with Clifton whenever he's healthy. As we need someone to open up here. There's not much pass rush. Smacks Young, but he gets rid of it. Needed more options to throw on that one. Everyone was at least double covered. It seemed like 2nd and 10. We keep it the same look. Try to get some guys to the outside. Rolling, coming across. Throw it out to him. It is Chenault. Not going to break away, but a big chunk down to the 36. And obviously with Bateman not being out there, Chenault is the main guy. Need to make sure he keeps picking up these nice yards, as that's a halfback / receiver screen that gets broken up. Can't really afford too many 0 plays, definitely not too many negative plays, at least with the run of offense we've seen of late, as Chuba Hubbard will pick up about 5-6 yards as they finally blow the whistle. They're down at the 31. That'll leave us needing 5 more here on 3rd. As we're about 3 minutes left here in the quarter, we got some slant styled up, some quick stop routes as well. It's all opened up here for us to the outside, but just overthrown Domingo. He really needs to step up as well with Chenault, but we'll send out Ford here, get us on the board again at least, drawing us a little bit closer, 14-10. Now we need our defense to make some plays, and that includes stopping Bijan Robinson, who we haven't done a great job of stopping yet. Been playing a lot of nickel, and some of our better tacklers, they're going to be out in the base package. Nice adjustment on the throw there by London. So far, Ritter playing a pretty clean game. Not too many throws off the mark. As we approach the 2-minute warning here, maybe 1-2 more plays. It's open to the outside, put on the money, and Gardner Johnson whiffs again. Newsome in a foot race, dives, misses, and Shepard can't get over there in time. It's Zay Jones going the length of the field. Well, offense, we need you here. A little over 2 minutes left as our defense continues struggling. Tackling really being the main issue for us as we got an opening across the middle, and Chason swats it like a safety. Finally get your opportunity to start, and that's the first showing that you give us. 2nd and 10, we keep with the same look, see if we can get Likely open across the middle or a little bit further downfield as he holds on to that one before getting dragged down by the collar. Will send us to the 2-minute warning. Now that is a play I don't think Jordan Thomas makes for us, so that's why we have Isaiah Likely out there as we get back out here looking for the halfback screen as we just get it out there, but eaten up. Grady Jarrett was just waiting for that one. We ran it a couple times, so expect them to catch up to that eventually. As we got Chenault across the middle, but Young doesn't know how to throw. Well, what do we have in the playbook here to help us pick 14 up on 3rd? Hard count, no one jumps. Got a little bit of some play action. Try to flood one side of the field. Out for Mingo, but it's just off again. And that time it gets picked by Grant Delpit. Honestly, kind of feels like this offense is in emergency mode right now. They have completely fallen off the last little bit of the season. Out to Bijan, there is McCullough with a tackle. Only thing that could have been better there for him is if he knocked that one out for a fumble. Leaves 2nd and 9. A minute left on the clock, needs some pass rush. Not much getting there, but a knockout from Cash. The team's just got to catch their momentum. They've played so flat the last few weeks. Need to get that edge to them. To the outside, through the hands of Kyle Pitts. We get lucky again. Gardner Johnson not having a good game. But we do at least get our offense back out on the field. 45 seconds, all 3 timeouts. We got 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Let's see what we could open up as Mingo has the step, but it's underthrown. I don't know what it is from Young, but his passes this second quarter have been horrific. Got a couple underneath options, some options going deep as well, as we could try to get this one out to the sideline for Chuba. Force that one a little bit, underthrown again. And already a quick 3rd and 10. We've gained 0 yards this drive. Got to find something here on 3rd down. How about to the outside? Ends up being double covered and nearly picked. Was hoping that corner was going to step down, or actually Delpit the safety. But it will end up being a 3 and out with 20 seconds left. Can the Falcons find any more points? They hand this one off to Robinson, looking to bounce it. A good tackle there from Newsome, and that should send us to halftime. It was just a horrific half from that offense. Only 10 points. Young is struggling to complete passes. We started to force too much downfield, though, so need to correct, get back to what our offense is supposed to be, and hopefully that'll get us back in the game, as well as our defense picking up some key stops. But as we take a look around the league, first up we have the Saints. Now that is a kind of big but not really loss for them, 41-28. That's definitely putting them out of any chance of making it to the postseason. As for the second game, we got the Green Bay Packers visiting the Cowboys. They are down 10-0. Cowboys also look like they're well on their way to the playoffs. Packers, they are also out. And lastly, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers going up to Detroit, and it's a tie game there. Lions trying to keep their shot in the playoffs. Steelers also look like they might be done as well. Now we hope to make the same for the Falcons as we get underway on the kickoff. It is fumbled. That's going to be picked up and scored by the Falcons. 28-10. Someone hit the alert button because we need some help. We had an opportunity to come out this second half with the ball and get down the field, get a touchdown, and draw some things closer. Instead, Falcons, they make the big play and even more start to carry the momentum, the weight of this game as they are fighting still for their chance at the playoffs. Meanwhile, we aren't fighting to keep ourselves into the playoffs. Need to find something here. Throw right before the sack comes in. We find Chenault, who switches the field, but now he is shaken up. The only guy who's done anything for us outside of Chuba Hubbard. Hopefully it's just cramps. How you get cramps that quickly after halftime? I don't know. Apparently he didn't stretch well before heading out. But that's definitely a blow for us. As we got our guy downfield, it's Likely who does not hold on to it after getting scrunched by 3 different Falcons defenders. But the good news is following Chenault is heading back out. It was a calf strain. He's going to try to fight through it as Chuba Hubbard tries to fight through the really good run stop. Just trying to find something for this offense. We've got to end this drive with a touchdown. As we look for Chuba Hubbard, he's open downfield here. They left him. Get a juke? He does. Get another juke? No, instead he spins off, accelerates down to the 8. Nearly broke away there. Big play from Chuba Hubbard. But again, we know he's that dude. We just need some more guys around him. 1st and 10, try to cap this one off. It is Barry down the middle, down to the 2. Now let's try to get this one in the end zone here as they have a pretty light front. We have read option dialed up. Hubbard looks to bounce and Young comes in to help push a little bit, just down to the 1. But we'll keep with it as they change up their look a little bit. See if we could get some guys to the outside. Young opens up and will walk in. Hopefully that's going to be the boost he needed to start throwing some good balls. But we finally get one back here coming off the read option. Good blocking on the outside from Mingo. Maybe a little bit of some blocking them back there, but they don't call it. And we at least get a little bit closer. 28-17 as the Falcons, they take the field for the first time this second half on offense. Great stop there from Hartwell, though. They have already scored this half. And defensively, we need to make sure that they do not score this time out, or really just any more this game. As they open up right down the middle, Kyle Pitts. Hodgins was definitely not expecting just the seam route there. He was waiting for the cut. It never came. Instead, it's a big gain. Stockton, good tackle there on Robinson. Just a gain of 1, though. He's averaging about 9 yards a rush. And this defense has got to get to the point where they can stop multiple different guys, as it's really been Kyle Pitts or Robinson today. Timing in a couple times has been London, but not regularly. Also, no pass rush either, as Ritter can just flip it forward. There goes Bijan for the first, cutting back towards the middle. That should have been a sack with how long he was in the backfield. Instead, it's a first down to the 26. And so far today, haven't seen any pass rush from McCullough. He's gotten some tackles for a loss, or close to the line at least, but no sacks yet. As he can't get around the edge there, they get it down the middle to Davis. We'll pick up 5. Now, this team really needs some form of a pass rush, consistent pass rush at that. We haven't seen it. Cam Jordan getting the start as one of the other outside rushers today due to injuries. He hasn't done much, and really bad angles again. The Falcons score. Zay Jones with a second. Well, we better be in for a heck of a show here late on, as we are now down 35-17 offense. Come on, let's find some quick scores here. As we had a guy open, it's Chase on with a drop. Good drop back from Tranquil as well. Can't afford, though, those. I would even count that as a negative play. No yards gained, that's negative for us. We've got to make sure we're picking up yards every single play. As we get that one out for Likely, who will get the catch up towards the 47, and we've got to be in hurry-up mode here. Obviously, we have a quarter and about 2.5 minutes left, but we cannot continue to keep dropping as we have Chase on, who brings it in. It keeps the legs moving down to the 2. That is what we needed from the rookie. Coming out there, just outran everyone. Look to hand this one off Chuba Hubbard, and it's a quick answer back. Defense, it's now over to you. Let's get a stop. We obviously know who they like to go after. That's going to be Pitts, and it's going to be getting the ball to Robinson. If they buy time consistently, we're going to have trouble. Great play from Stockton. Took on the block and got the tackle. Honestly, that's a play you expect more from Bijan Robinson. He just wasn't expecting it. 2nd and 7, they go back to him. There's McCullough getting juked out in the backfield, but slows Bijan down. It will still be a TFL, loss of 1. Now let's keep that momentum going here. 3rd and 8, they got 3 to the right-hand side, 1 to the left. Bijan in the backfield. as they will drop it off. It's Pitts. Quick stop comes in. Stockton will get the ball back. Now, we've obviously been running a little bit of some quicker pace here, though only 13 seconds left in this quarter. It's Chuba again. Stay in bounds. He will pick up an extra about 7 or so, and that should head us into the fourth quarter. We've got momentum building here. Now we just need to make sure we build that score for us while keeping them at 35. As mentioned, we need to see the best play we've seen from this team yet right here. As we're going to switch it up, they're going to send Hubbard to the right-hand side. Chason going deep. Worked pretty well for him last time out, as he will find a little bit of some space, but it's through his hands. He's got to hold on to that one. Young did well to deliver it. Just got to have it. As we're going to make an adjustment here, Mingo on the slant maybe will help keep the safety and Bates down enough for likely to get over the top. Actually, no, and the sack comes around the edge. It's Onyemata. Well, at least we tried something. Didn't work out, but it's 2 down territory here. We've got to have it. As we go with the halfback screen, get it out for Chuba, who will pick up some, but not enough. And we will forego going for it here on 4th down. We'll take the field goal, make it an 8-point game. As Ford needs this one, it's lined up beautifully. And just like that, we've got ourselves a 1-score game. Need to force a bad play here from the Falcons offense as they start with Robinson. That's definitely not a bad play, as they will pick up about 15, putting Robinson over 100 on the ground. Now, we are not very well built for it, but might need to run a little bit more of some zone coverage here in this 4th quarter, just to make sure we don't allow too much open spaces for Robinson to run, but instead they swing it out to him. It's another 1st down. And that's where having that man coverage helps out to ensure no one is left wide open. 1st and 10. They got a bunch to the left-hand side. Across the middle, it's nearly picked off by Hodgins. You could argue for a little bit of some offensive pass interference, though considering how often we get called for defensive pass interference for doing absolutely nothing, definitely don't expect that call to come in for us. Will be a pass here on 2nd down. They're going down to the outside and tipped away at the last second. St. Juste got back there. Now on 3rd and 10, you've got to have it. They got 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Let's get the stop, as they will go with a throw. Pass rush, it's there. Good stop that time. Gardner Johnson at the 41. I don't expect a field goal. And indeed, they do punt. Defense, big stop there. Offense, we need a touchdown this drive. We're going to flip things here. We're going to send Mingo deep. He's good for 1 big play a game. That could be now. That could be great. But we're going to dump this one off instead. Hayden Hurst pick up 4. This is a drive that could be really key for us. A touchdown and the 2-point ties it up. See if we can get Chuba Hubbard open downfield, as they definitely don't cover deep enough. Chuba Hubbard, another big catch. A late bump there from Jesse Bates. No flag. Arguably should have been an extra 15 tacked on there at the end. But instead, 1st and 10 at the 49. We keep with a very similar, it's the same look if we're being actually honest here. Technically a sack, but we don't lose any yards. Keep it at a 10 distance for the 1st down. 2nd down, same look once again, trying to set up the halfback screen. We get it out just in time. Chuba Hubbard jukes back towards the middle and does pick up the 1st down. When we need it, he's come through so many times. We'll let him catch his breath here. We bring out Barry. Look for a run down the middle, find some lanes, and keep those legs forward. We pick up 9. Now, if we wanted to be super smart about this, we would take the time all the way down. But considering we need a 2-point, the likelihood that you get that, it's not always secure, but that should be touchdown Isaiah. Likely. Now we need that 2-point to tie this one up. And we have 2 good options here. Ziggs on both sides. Chason as well as Chenault, though no one on Chenault. Linebacker, he gets out there, but it's the sack coming in from Delpit. They sent the safety blitz, and that is why we kept time on the clock. Should have had Chuba stay in to help block, but now, once again, it's over to the defense. As the Falcons, they're changing their look. They originally had a bunch. Now they have 2 to the right-hand side, 1 to the left. They will not start with a run to Robinson. Pass rush gets back there, but they swing it out to Robinson. Chop out the legs as Cash. Gain of 6. Defense, we need you here. We're approaching the 2-minute warning. Approaching more than 2.5 minutes. Definitely have at least 2 plays left in this half as they look to go back to Robinson. It opens up and it will be a first down as we do get the stop at the 43. They could take it to the 2-minute from here. And that's exactly what they're going to do. So run stopping has to happen here. On top of that, we also know that they could try to dump one off for Kyle Pitts. They've had issues catching the ball today. Good stop down the middle, Hartwell. Timeout call. If we can get the ball back, big if, cross your fingers, knock on wood, some good luck. If we get the ball back, we just need a field goal. As it opens up again, it's Robinson. We got to let him score here. That's going to be the safest option for us. If we make that tackle, we don't have enough timeouts to get the ball back. So it makes it difficult here. It's back to a 9-point game. We need a touchdown, an onside, and a field goal. But what we've got to have is what we've got to have, as that ball was nowhere close to the intended target. This is definitely not the time for Young to start throwing ducks out here. We got 1:44 and we need 2 scores. Also need someone to just get open as we find Chenault. Gonna be into plus territory. Let's get back to the line quickly. Again, only 2 timeouts. And we need the touchdown. We need an onside. We need some help as we got Mingo to the outside, down to the 16 and out of bounds. Now can we just finish here? We got Chenault coming across. We got an option to the back of the end zone. That's Chason, but the ball is too short again. We've got to start having these throws from Young. They're just consistently too short. As we have Chuba Hubbard towards the back of the end zone. It's through his hands. Hit timed up well by Bates. So on 3rd and 10, let's try to go to the opposite side of Bates as it's actually Barry checking in. Chuba needed the breather. See if he could find the same space that we normally get from Chuba. Put on him. Touchdown once again. Another late one we needed. But can we get the onside? Now there's 2 thought processes here with 2 timeouts. If you get 2 quick stops, you could get the ball back with very limited time and they're not in field goal range. However, with the 2 timeouts, if you get the onside, that could be massive. We need it here. Ford sends it to number 4. I want to say it's a Atwell. He scoops it up. We still need the 2 quick stops. Plus, on top of that, they had to touch the ball because it did not go 10 yards either way. We were close. Not quite close enough. Good stop there as Quincy McCullough shaken up. We'll utilize one of our timeouts, and we're going to call him either way. Looks like a shoulder issue for him. Unfortunate injury here late on, but unfortunately also didn't do much this game. 2nd and 12. We send everyone as they try to get to the outside. A interesting tackle from Cam Jordan. Not sure if he meant to get the tackle there, but it brings up 3rd and 11. We've got to have the stop here and we can get the ball back with next to no time. But strangely enough, they're just going to kneel this one. That'll leave some time on the clock. They will have to punt or go for the field goal. Guess they're trying to play just the likelihood of us being able to do anything here, as that's going to set us up at the 20. We will have 13 seconds as we need to get to around the 38 for Cole Ford. But we also have no way to stop the clock outside of getting out of bounds. We need our guys to block up front, that's certain. Right now the options are Chenault or Mingo. We could also send Likely straight down the field here. Force that safety on the left-hand side to decide where he's gonna cover. And we have Likely, but it's underthrown again. As Grant Delpit was looking for the end zone, but that will do it. Place that ball higher. You potentially have a touchdown to Likely to win the game. And he would have had the speed to get there, if Young put it on him, but he just keeps making mistakes, and we drop a third game. Another opportunity to seal our spot in the playoffs. We are crumbling here late on, and I think it comes down to Young. Obviously, the defense giving up 42 points today doesn't help either, but these last 3 games, defense hasn't given up 42 points in each of the games. What has been consistent is Young not being able to make the plays. And let's just take a quick look at his stats from these games. Against the Packers, he had 321 yards, great. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, he completed 66% of his throws. In the following game against the 49ers, 247 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 44% completion. And in today's loss, despite putting up 444 yards, he was once again under 60% completion, and he had 2 interceptions. He did have 2 touchdowns, so he did improve there, but still, he's not making the plays he needs to be making when it's put on him. If it's Chuba Hubbard's having a good game and Young just has to get him the ball, then the offense does really well. But we need more from Young. Chuba Hubbard cannot do it all, but he also put up about 140 receiving yards in this one and 43 rushing. So he was pretty close to 200 total yards, but so was Bijan Robinson. In fact, he was probably over, and indeed he was over 200 total yards. So Robinson destroyed us. Pitts had a pretty good game. Zay Jones had a couple of really good catches. Obviously, his 2 touchdowns were his only 2 catches, but Shenault was good when he was healthy. Chason had several opportunities. He was better than Scruggs, but still opportunities were definitely missed from him. He is not ready to be a starting 3 receiver. And of course, that win keeps the Falcons' hopes alive, as they now have a positive record. They're 8-7. They are just 2 games behind us. If we continue to not at least get 1 win to end this season, then the Falcons could come in and take it right away from us. The only good news is that the NFC just in general this year is really bad. We are still the top team despite losing 3 games in a row. But if we continue to lose and these other teams put some wins together, we could see ourselves out of the playoffs entirely. So it's not exactly panic mode, but we are getting extremely close to that. Now, at least one positive thing to take from that game is that none of the injuries are moving on. Plus, we're going to get Clifton back for this Texans game. They are 5-10, but they have a really good edge rusher in Will Anderson Jr. We struggled against pass rush today. We also have struggled against some solid quarterbacks who have mobility, and they definitely have more than just a solid quarterback in CJ Stroud. They're not ranked very highly in anything outside of offensive rushing yards. So we struggled against the rush today, though somehow we are still 3rd in the league in defensive rushing yards. So we put together some really good games early on this season. The last third, I would say, of the season has been rough. We've got to turn things around. We got 2 more games in which we got to pick up at least 1 win to secure our spot in the playoffs. So it all will come down to the Houston Texans game and the Miami Dolphins game, and it's probably going to be an easier way to get there through the Texans. So make sure you stick around and, I don't know, give some positive notes for the team here, because they clearly need someone to be lifting them up because their play is going down. We turned things up a little bit there in the 4th quarter, but still, we can't pull off the key plays when we need it. So hopefully we do that next time. Hit that bell icon in the bottom right or scroll down, hit the sub button. They both do the same thing, and subscribe to the channel. And definitely make sure you tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series every single Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we're back again tomorrow. Plus, we have the state-only challenge, currently Alabama, who just made it back to the playoffs in the final game of the season in the last episode. So we're back there, that series every single Wednesday and Saturday. So make sure you tune in there, as once again, playoff football. First 2 years, I feel like that might be a new record for the state-only challenge, being there back-to-back years early on. We'll see if they do better this time around, and we'll see if we do better next time against the Texans.